Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Dead Cells, where you may notice some things look a little bit different here. Some people pointed out in the comments of the last episode that I wasn't quite as far from filling up all the jars as I thought I was, because items go into the jars when you finish paying the collector the cells for them. I had not really given it any conscious thought, and I guess I had just been assuming that when you get the blueprint to the collector, they show up here. That like this is a display of all your blueprints, but it's actually your unlocked items for drop. So I thought about it a little bit, and I decided I don't really want to go back down to a lower difficulty on camera to do blueprint hunting. Like, we should be going for the ending. That's how I feel about that. So I just played a little bit last night, and I did a little bit more blueprint hunting off of the path that we've been using. And I bought all of the items that we've retrieved the blueprints for, except for the Cursed Sword, because that's like the only item that I'm 100% sure I will never take, so why even unlock it? We'll grab it at the end. If it turns out we're missing one jar, we'll go ahead and unlock it. I don't think that's going to be the case. We're still missing, like, by a rough count, I think like 12 or so things that I don't know where to get them. They're probably just really late in the game, right? Like, they're probably in High Peak or something. And then also, the outfit. I changed our outfit, even though we just spent so many cells on that other outfit. Because I had a bunch of cells left over after unlocking things, so I bought that thing we got from the giant, just to see what the giant outfit looks like. And look at this, it has huge skulls with glowing eyes as shoulder pads. I mean, how could I not, right? How could we not wear that thing? So, let's get into another 5-cell run with a whole bunch of new gear unlocked, some of which I've never tried before because it didn't exist last time I played the game, and with our cool new outfit here. So I am tempted to take this one just because it has one of those items. That sword there is something I've never seen before. And honestly, like, it looks like the sword's red-green and then it's got the boy's axe, and I know, like, we just played a big run with the boy's axe, but it's very good. Yeah, let's try it. Let's see the thing here. So the seismic strike provokes terrestrial shockwaves that root victims. Oh, so this already has a root. How does this actually... Okay, hold on. Let me step away from these. So the first swing of the combo does a shockwave. The first and third. Okay, so maybe we don't need the boy's axe then. Maybe this is a green run. Generates a temporary force field when held up. Oh, it sure does. And then it takes a while for the... Oh, I see. It has a power bar. And it refills... It regenerates slowly when the shield is not held up and parries... That's really interesting. Huh. Okay, yeah, let's try it like this. Today, we're playing green. And that means that we do not need the Hunter's Grenade. We're not going to bother trying to unlock stuff right now. We're just going to try to win. We're just going for it. Hopefully we can end up with just a huge health pool off of this green build, and be able to preserve a few more flash charges for later on. So hold on, we gotta play with this thing a little bit. I guess this is maybe not an ideal situation. We're gonna give him one of these. Yeah, here we go. Like, I want there to be just one enemy. Let's just... Yeah, that seems pretty alright. So the root, the shockwave does a very small amount of damage, it seems like. Yeah, this seems like a really cool weapon. It doesn't have crits, so maybe not so good for boss fighting, but for this stuff, should be fine. Okay, we don't actually need to interact with that. Just kind of picking directions at random here. So... We have a little bit of money to play with because we're not buying the Hunter's Grenade. Like, we could afford to spend probably a fair couple thousand. Oh, I love that. So yeah, you catch him. Roll wasn't quite long enough. You catch him with the root and then roll behind him, and yeah, that seems very powerful indeed. And then here we have a double green. Oh, that's bad. I rolled in front of him to get away from the projectile. Not my finest hour. Hold on, we're letting this guy come back. And then we're gonna turbo stomp here. Stomp and then stomp. Never stop stomping. The patented ABS system. Always be stomping. I kind of wish the telluric shock did more damage the further you fell. So you get an even more effective shock when doing it off of a level onto a lower thing. Yeah, we'll take that. We have a lot of control here. My concern with this this force field shield is, like, I think the idea of it's really neat, but it probably isn't going to end up being more beneficial for us than a normal, like, I don't think we're going to get a lot of play out of the force field part of it, because any situation where I can see what's coming early enough to hold up a shield to deal with it is just a parry, right? Like, why would I do a force field thing when I could just parry? Seems like the only situations where a force field might be useful are situations where it's not going to work in the first place. Alright, it's a little bit, execution's a little bit sloppy so far here. I hate this. I hate the fact that the shield guy is getting turned around by the biters. Apparently Big Dude survives the shock. Good to know. Damn it, I was gonna just wait up there for my shock to come off cooldown. Okay, so like I was saying, slightly sloppy execution here. There are some elements of this that have not gone fully optimally. Also, honestly, it's probably good to be green right now as we're going into a run with all this new stuff unlocked, because I think a lot of the stuff that was locked is green. So maybe we'll get to play with a whole bunch of new toys today. And at the risk of being boring, we are totally just gonna stick to the same route. And as part of the blueprint hunting, you know, I went to some places that are not the route, and I discovered that I still have some difficulties in some places. The Morass of the Banished is a place where you can... Oh, well, that's embarrassing. I just 100% failed to stomp. The Morass of the Banished, it turns out, is still a place where I can take a whole lot of damage very easily. And then it turned out the giant tick sub-boss was one of the enemies that still had a rare blueprint left, and fighting the super speed elite version of that was not super fun. Not my favorite thing that has ever happened. The third strike from the combo is so slow. And we had slowed that rat already, but man, that still scared the hell out of me. Alright, we're gonna go for this. Hopefully I won't... Okay, root him, then just fight him from over here. And when he turns around, we stomp him. Or, you know, just when I think it will kill him, I guess. 'Cause, you know, the money. Alright, so are we all explored? Pretty much. Is this gonna be... Hold on. Which lore room is that? Is that one of the ones that has food in it? Oh, it's this. Okay, well, we should come down here and loot the register. So, you know, even among the items that we did already have unlocked, I feel like there are a lot of green weapons that we hadn't really given a fair shake, because I'm scared of slow weapons, because they, you know, I tend to get hit with them, is the thing. Oops, that's not even the right exit. What am I doing? Lack of focus. So yeah, I think we'll probably trade out this shield for a different, more exciting shield if we get the opportunity to do so. Oh wow. I mean, but it's explosive crossbow 7 is the thing. It just has plus 40% damage on it. Just raw plus 40% damage. Alright, right? We got it. It's a 7S. Like, they really want us to... Sorry, everyone. They really want us to, is the thing. So 3 melees going into Area 2 is not ideal. But it's fine. Now we got this crossbow. Now I don't have to engage with any of the game mechanics. I'll just stand back and blow them up. And what are game mechanics for, I ask you, if not getting blown up from a distance? Man, the slow nearby enemies on kill thing is really cool. It's a very powerful slow, too. I probably should have just gone for the melee there. Oof. Why would I stop myself dead in midair, directly in front? Like, that was the most in melee range I could possibly have been. There's no way to be more in melee range than that. This is almost... We've almost taken enough damage to justify that this early on, which is not necessarily a great sign. Wow, a lot of little mushroom guys, which is pretty good for our combo. These guys are almost as good as bats for ensuring that you hit those combo doors. I wonder, it might be worth it to try to be, like, really aggressive and fast early on. Just to, like, do you think it is feasible for us to hit the combo door without sacrificing... Oh, I can't believe I didn't get hit there. Ooh. Is it reasonable to hit the time door, I mean, without sacrificing stats on the second buy? Probably not, right? And we already know that we can only sometimes do it on the first. I'm thinking about extra sources of early game power, which will help us roll into a more powerful position in the mid game. But probably we're doing all we can, I guess. I want to believe that there's a change I can make at the decision-making level. That it doesn't all have to be performance, hand-level changes. Because, like, I think I'm a lot better at decision-making changes than I am at, like, getting physically better at the game. Unfortunately, there are some problems that cannot be solved with the brain. There are some problems that must be solved with the hands. Oh, hey, that was... It's been like a whole, what, half of an episode since we saw one of these horrible trapdoors. Trapdoors? Trap chests? I need you guys to maybe come down a little bit. There we go. I wish they at least counted as proper kills. Like, surviving one of those ambushes should just give you your combo door. You've earned it. Oh, this is bad. Oh, it didn't kill him. I thought for sure the one of them was going to die off that stomp. Okay. That's a shame. That's a real fun weapon, but we're just not in the right place for that. Alright, 53 already, which has got me, as you might imagine, pretty nervous. Ooh, this is a new thing. Inflicts critical hits if you hadn't taken damage for at least 15 seconds. So as a green melee weapon, you have to imagine it attacks pretty slowly. But in any situation, like, I feel like this is true for us for most of the time, right? How does it actually compare DPS-wise? So it looks like it's pretty soft. I mean, obviously the crossbow has to have an advantage because it's a two-handed weapon and everything. But it looks like the base non-critical DPS is pretty bad, but it has a huge crit modifier. That's interesting. I mean, we'll probably try it out at some point. My biggest concern with that one is that 15 seconds is long enough that you are not going to be getting crits with it for most boss encounters. You are periodically going to take a shot, and once you take a shot, you are not getting that crit bonus back, probably. And by you, I mean me, of course, because I'm sure there are there are players who are good enough to just not get hit for 15 seconds. Obviously, we are somewhat more reliant on offense as a form of defense. Okay, that got a little messy, but we survive. And I even remembered that I have a melee attack. I've been thinking about Oberdin a bit since I said that thing the other day about how the music in this area reminds me of the Oberdin. That's one of those games where, like, I really, really wish that there was some way to experience it again. Because I had such a good time with that, but like this is a key feature of a lot of my favorite games, is that once you've been to the other side, there's not really a way to start the journey again. You cannot unknow the things that you know. Well, I guess that's not true. I often unknow things that I know, but I can't control that. I cannot selectively unknow things that I know. Yeah, actually, I'm really good at sort of randomly, arbitrarily unknowing things. It might be my greatest power. I'm assuming that guy was not walking around on this ledge on his own. Oh, maybe he was. Weird, they're usually not alone like that. I would love a repeater crossbow, but I don't think this is the right situation. A mushroom boy, though. Now that's interesting. Do we maybe drop our telluric shock? Because I do like him a lot. He spreads oil on the enemy. I'm not sure if that'll be he spreads oil when he attacks, or if it's just like when he's summoned he does an oil burst. But yeah, let's replace the shock. Actually, I don't mind Mushroom Boy when we have a ranged weapon. I think he's quite useful. I just worry about being able to control the situation in melee with one of these. Oh, okay, well he is complicating matters slightly, I suppose. But hey, children, am I right? Complication. Alright, are we all clear on this side? Yes, we are. And it's not even the correct side. Just sort of speculative explosives. When you think about it, sort of a terrifying practice. Yeah, I don't know, I just figured I might need to blow something up, so I preemptively started an explosion. Oh, interesting. Little dude was able to self-adjust his trajectory in midair until quite late in the process there. And then I panicked a little bit because I thought my Mushroom Boy was one of them. But he is maybe a little unwise to use in this area for that reason. That's just clumsy shooting right there. I cannot imagine being in a situation here, from where we are right now, where I'm gonna be like, yeah, let's take some additional melees. You know, I have to say, I am actually really curious what's going on in the plot here. I think this game has a style of plot dissemination, a style of lore dissemination, that I feel like has become more popular over the last, I don't know, like 5 or 10 years in video games, where like the narrative is delivered much more environmentally, and much less by you just being told straight up or in cutscenes. Like, you know, I think Dark Souls kind of does this, right? Where, like, there's a bit that you're told in Dark Souls, but the story of that world is left to you to sort of wander around and discover. And, like, I think hunting for what is going on and why are things like this is definitely part of what the people who are really into Dark Souls are into about it. Now, see, a repeater crossbow at 7 is definitely more compelling. Out of curiosity... Okay, it's almost exactly the same crit DPS. I was kind of curious, because, you know, with the big string of crits, it feels like a weapon that's doing a lot of damage, but the explosions are just very big. And I guess in some ways, this kind of interacts with that thing I was talking about. I got greedy there. I should have known I wasn't going to be able to pull that off. Sort of interacts with that thing I was just talking about like, non-repeatable stuff in games. It is fun to discover a narrative that is sort of laid out for you in this way. But that is a thing that you will never be able to do again once you've done it. Once you know a thing, sort of the experience is gone. It's funny that simultaneously, we as an industry sort of like got attached to this idea of completely unrepeatable experiences in games, and then also roguelites in games that are 100% run-based, so you really are just... Oh, God. Okay, the slowdown is killing me, actually, a little bit. If he had not been slowed, we would have rolled clean through him there instead of stopping right in front of him. And that led to some real bad stuff. Well, the bad news is 8 melees. The good news is we probably have a pretty solid setup for surviving alienation. Although I guess there's, you know, there's some non-zero danger with the very slow explosive crossbow. That should have been a melee attack. That was definitely an error. An error for which I was not punished, but an error nonetheless. Okay, so that's our exit. I mean, we should go back up and kill these guys. So we are obviously not going to be flasking here. Just need this to go right for a minute for us. And by the time the alienation's over, we'll be right as rain, except we'll still have like 3 points of melees on us. Okay, I think we're all clear then. Oh no, there's a little area over here. Oh, there is still, that's right, there is still an uncursed watermelon. A non-meleesed watermelon. Well, probably the best way to do this is going to be teleportation. Oh, what am I doing? I came here for the teleporter. We'll go get the watermelon first so that I don't accidentally spend our heart. Is it... Nope, I went past. Frankly, I'm surprised that my memory on where things are in a sort of a general way has held up as well as it has over the course of this series. I know I look at the map a lot, but based on the way my memory usually works, it's still less than one might expect. Okay, so it's this way bottom left area, right? Oh, did I actually manage to only upset one of them? Weird. Alright, we are not quite in a position to be taking any magic missiles. I'm curious about that weapon, though. That weapon definitely was in the game last time I played, but I don't think I have very much experience with it. I'm not going to bother those two other guys. We're just going to move on. Because I don't want to walk all the way over there. So I said before, with the red run, it's like, oh, I should have gone and looked at the health levels on our purple run so we could compare, and I still haven't. I trust that our green run will have us at a much higher level of health. Are we at 1 green right now? No, so we'd be losing a point of damage stat for lots of health. And, I mean, undoubtedly a better necklace. Do I want that more than I want 800 gold? I think we're very committed to blowing enemies up in a single shot, so losing a point of damage stat is probably a bad idea. Probably not worthwhile. And we may want to have swapped weapons prior to the Black Bridge, because I don't know that it's going to necessarily be super fun to fight that guy with the explosive crossbow. You know, we'll actually run out of ammo, and then we'll have to just, like, roll up and melee him. Okay, that's interesting. 7S pan. We may well make use of this. Provided that we, you know, don't die horribly. I am very pleased with myself for having done a reasonably good job with a melee weapon last episode, but man, I really do appreciate the safety. Safety that comes with a nice, powerful bow. There you are. Okay, careful there, little dude. If he had pushed that slasher past me while I was in my attack animation, I could have ended disastrously for both of us. By which I mean me and little mushroom guy. I assume he dies horribly when I die. Right, he is my familiar. His life is bound to mine. Right, that's gotta be how that works. Wow, good move. Good move there, little dude. See, he's taking it seriously. He clearly believes his life is bound to mine. Oh, I didn't take alienation. Right, I was talking instead of doing the thing I was supposed to be doing. Well, you know what? It's not the end of the world, and we can still fix things at the ossuary. In fact, we could still take alienation at the ossuary even. I was talking about we could fix it with gold. But there are actually multiple ways. I knew that guy was still alive only because of the little abortive charge that the mushroom dude did there. So once again, kind of out here saving my life. Well, let's let whatever that is walk back over here. Oh, maybe I didn't see anything. Maybe I'm jumping at shadows. I guess so. It's very scary down here. In my defense, this is a very spooky area. Oh, out of ammo. Shoot. Alright, when he teleports down, we're gonna... Oh, never mind. I was gonna say we're gonna crack him across the head with the bow, but alright, that works. Oh. Mushroom Boy sort of interfered with the strategy there. That's a powerful hit, though. If he's able to bounce a thing that size off of a wall with that much force to that much distance... The physics involved, frankly, are staggering. Aw. I hoped we were going to get a push down there. Look at this cowardice. There we go. I made an executive decision there to kill the knife thrower instead of the zombie, but I immediately regretted it. I was like, oh god, why did I do this? Thought for sure that I was in a lot of trouble. It turns out, the explosive crossbow can create a real situation of safety for you. You know, I think I like the wolf trap quite a bit better than I like the freeze grenade for the situation we find ourselves in. And while we are planning to have to spend a lot of money in the ossuary, we can totally afford this. And honestly, it probably gives us quite a bit of additional safety even right here and now. Ow. Well, the good news is we healed off, like, pretty much all of the damage we took there. The key is just to not do it from melee range. Or have Mushroom Boy perform his own peculiar brand of crowd control upon the enemy. It's a weird little dude to whom we owe our life several times over. I'm gonna level with you. I did not realize that the spinning guy was in that room. That could have turned out pretty badly. I feel like the, maybe this is all in my head, but I feel like the pushback on this weapon used to be greater. Alright, how do we want to handle this? I guess I detonated the Mushroom Boy, and I have mixed feelings about it. It's interesting that it didn't wake him up enough to come up here and fight us about it. Oh, come on. Alright, so if any part of you is anywhere near the line, why is he not reacting? Are you broken? Huh. Maybe he's just so horrified by my heartless sacrifice of the Mushroom Boy that he could not bring himself to act against me. He's like, what a monster. This is actually interesting. Do we want to do this? The Vorpan has similar DPS to the explosive crossbow with a much greater speed of application. We're much more likely to be able to just stun an enemy out of whatever they're doing. And I do like the ice bow quite a lot. I know we haven't really used it much, but it's a super fast freeze effect. I think I'm going to stick with the crossbow for a bit longer. Now, you know what? We're going to change it up. I do actually think... Oh, let me swap these, though. I do think this is a safer loadout, despite the fact that the ice bow CC is not always great, because obviously freeze breaks very easily. And this doesn't play quite as well with Mushroom Boy. You know, that Crusher's probably good. And in fact, because this doesn't play well with Mushroom Boy, maybe we're sacking our Mushroom Boy here. I think I'm going to do that. Sorry, buddy. You make the situation difficult to predict. And we are not in a place where I can afford that right now. This is not the door I want. Yeah, when I was in the morass fighting for blueprints, I found I was really getting my butt kicked by the blowgun guys. It was probably because when I was doing it, I had the repeater crossbow, and it's just like, it's difficult to use that weapon quickly and mobilely. Quickly and with mobility. But yeah, I was getting shot a lot, and they hit really hard on this difficulty. Or I was on 4 cells, obviously, but they hit really, really hard. So what do we want? Do we want to do the alienation thing? Because we could just buy it out, right? I guess if we plan to solve the problem with money, we can remove up to 9 points of curse, 9 points of malaise, so I'm really trusting that I'm going to do a good job here. But obviously the benefit of that is it doesn't increase our oops, you might suddenly die time by 50%. I think I'm going to trust myself a little bit, and we're going to maybe, like, Heart of Ice? Or... yeah, it might be Heart of Ice, just have our trap and our thing up a lot. Or we could take Extended Healing, which is obviously not bad. There are a lot of elites around. I'm going to do this, actually. Killing an elite occasionally drops the small cough syrup. Maybe I'm going too defensive on our mutations, although I guess, actually, if you're green, you don't really have offensive mutations available to you, unless you have a shield, right? Because there's those ones that give you bonus damage on a parry. But aside from that, all of the status effect stuff is pretty defense or utility focused. Yeah, I like the Vorpan because it feels like it's really ready for all situations. Like either you're hitting the enemy in the front and you're getting crits, or you're hitting the enemy in the back, which is just like a broadly very safe situation. And also, if you're getting the crits, you get the very excellent sound effects. It's a real solid kabong. Oh, also, speaking of a solid kabong, I did the rare item that the giant tick had was a guitar, so I'm excited to get to do a proper kabong. That's weird. It sort of looked like that cherry came out of the crusher when I threw it. Yeah, it's nice to have a fast attacking weapon in this kind of setup. Yeah, I should really start with the bow in that situation. Although it is worth noting, a single attack was enough to breach him. Take this, whoever happens to be below me. Oh, it was no one. So yeah, like you can see what I'm talking about. The ice bow fires super fast. It applies that freeze just as well as any other item that freezes people. Ah, frozen, facing the wrong way. Ah, no. Must hit something. You, give me my health back. Yeah, we got caught a little bit there by the slowdown again. I got myself in trouble. It screws up when enemies are not moving at normal speed. It screws up my roll timings, and apparently I don't think before rolling. It's all reflex. I mean, we already knew that. That's kind of why it's difficult for me to it's kind of why it's difficult for me to parry, because I have to think to parry, and I have so much of the rolling I do is entirely handwork, no brain work involved. So even when an enemy's got an effect on them and they don't really get frozen for very long, a single frame of freeze is all it takes to interrupt whatever they were doing, as you saw there, which is often good enough. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I like the pan a lot. Which, I guess that makes sense. I have in the past identified as a person who likes the pan a lot. And I'll do it again. Alright, where are we even... I would love to find that cursed chest before we get too much further in. I'm always nervous that we're not going to find it until there aren't enough enemies left to actually clear the curse, which is another reason I'm a little leery of taking alienation in this biome, as opposed to in the prison, where we know we will get the chest at the beginning. Alright, are there bad guys in here? Because if there are, we will leave them as curse-breaking supplies. There are, okay. Well, I'm sure this will be at least 10 enemies, so that probably makes us perfectly safe right there. You know, in a manner of speaking, obviously. Alright, we're at 16 on our combo. Let's go for it. I'm pretty pleased with that. I think that went well. That particular elite thing I find very annoying. This is probably not a good place for the Crusher, because nothing's actually going to end up coming over here. Perfect. It's important we freeze him right as he turns around, because nobody should fail to see the pan coming. You want them to be aware of the fact that they're about to be murdered with a pan. It's like critically important to the demoralizing effect that you're going for. That was probably as close as that could have been without me actually taking damage. Alright, you guys stay over there and get crushed. That took a remarkably long time. Honestly, colorless items might be better for green than any other color. Because, like, if you get all the benefits of being green, but also you get to have a weapon that attacks at, like, a normal speed, I mean, you're borderline unstoppable. It's like you got no weaknesses. I'm basically Blade over here. And actually, we're like Blade in more than one way, because I bet, as a king, I'd never pay my taxes. Oh, this is the wrong way. Why would you build this place so tall? You know, I often make fun of when we find a corridor where it's like elevator up, and then elevator down, and then elevator up. But actually, when you think about it, as far as, like, using this place as an ossuary, do you wanna have a storage facility that is 20 stories tall? Is that the optimal way to... You're gonna have to be transporting bones up and down those elevators all the time. Seems very inconvenient. I do not like that elite. That could be a problem. We do have other routes. Well, I'm gonna back off because I don't really want to fight the elite at 34 kills. I'd like to see if we can combo. And the teleporter's only up 2 elevators from our current position, so... Ah. Here's our friend. Oh, interesting. I think we're not going to take that. In case you don't remember, that's the super long-range crit bow. And then, where was that door? Where was that door that I was leaving behind for this purpose? Let's go actually... Oh, was this the one-cell door? Is this the food shop? I don't remember. Alright, let us go forth and get the thing done. It is important that we respect these little slime dudes, though. They do attack really, really quickly. Well, okay, that's not exactly how I intended for that to go, but it'll work. know what? You get one of those. I threw it a little bit short, and I like the fact that it figured that out and bounced a little bit so that it would get to where it needed to go. Hold on, there is another branch over here. See if we can clear this curse entirely inside of this sub-area. Aw. Well, we definitely can. Alright, cool. It's a little scary, you know, to be engaging with melee enemies while cursed. I was hoping that he was about to turn around there. I misread the situation slightly. We actually have a really strong loadout. Alright, you just stay there for a second. Yeah, like in addition to each of our tools being a pretty good thing on its own, all of our stuff synergizes really well together. Powerful, and we maintain a lot of control. We may as well buy this now. I mean, I'm pretty much at 50%. Trying to think about how I want to do this for, like, maximum safety. And I think the answer is we don't buy either of these things just yet. Maybe I'm trying too hard to maintain my cash, but this is the maximum cash maintenance play. There's a chance here that we're not going to need to buy the watermelon, right? Oh, I did this already. What am I doing over here? I need to go up. Yeah. Okay. It's another one of these weirdly long hallways. Oh yeah, right. I always forget. This one doesn't actually have any loot through the wall. It's just a book. I can't even read. Oh, that's not great. Okay. We have one extra jump from our necklace, otherwise I don't know if that would have been possible to do that way. You just stay over there. Alright, I think there's a real good chance we're going to get this combo door. He says, definitely cursing himself on the very next enemy. I need like a green bat or something. Give me a green bat. There's one enemy. Ugh. There we go. Just wanted to be like very sure it was going to happen. Do we want a shield for the boss? I like the pan a lot. I think we do not want a shield for the boss. I think I'm cool with what we got. Obviously, freeze fatigue is a thing. Oh, I kind of don't like this situation. And we do have to go this way. There's a thing. But I don't... I'm a little concerned. Can I get him to... Okay, he won't go off up here. Ah! You asshole. Well, that is why we waited on the shop. So you'd have all of the information that was possible to have. honestly, we still might not buy the watermelon. Like, we're not done figuring that out yet, but like I'm trying to save every little bit for potential expensive equipment rerolls toward the end here. It's like we've been doing pretty well so far, but imagine if we had the right damage bonuses against enemies with particular status effects on a... That's very bad. That's very bad. Well, never mind. Now we're buying all the stuff. I just absolutely did not even see that guy behind us. How's he so tiny and stealthy? Well, we know we're buying a flask charge, so we may as well do this. Oh, that's right. Our flask is like a totally insane amount of healing now, too. I totally forgot about that and did not think it was going to be a relevant part of that purchase. I'm glad though, that we did it that way. So how much is left? How much other stuff do we need to get here? There's a secret room up there. It looks like... I can't actually tell. Alright, we're going to have to investigate that area. Well, we may as well go up to the secret room and kill this guy real fast. And then, yeah, as long as we don't take any more... Where's the entrance? As long as we don't take any more silly damage, we're going to the boss with 1 malaise. And full health. That doesn't feel too bad. Oh, hey! Well, I'm glad we backtracked for this. I definitely notice stuff like this more when we are backtracking, because I'm not nervous about the enemies. It took so long for the scroll to come out that I was starting to get worried. I was like, oh god, is it not going to give us one? Sacrifice our extra jump for oil fires. I think that's worthwhile. Although, of course, the oil fires are going to be a little awkward with the freeze bow. Yep, just totally got hit while rolling there. That's a shame. That's not how you want that to go. The fact that we have Explorer's Instinct up before coming in here is kind of nice, but honestly, this is a discouraging amount of distance that we have to cross here. We can roll through saw blades. We know that. Also, that's a situation where he absolutely would... He would never ever fail to grab that wall if there weren't spikes there. That feels like a situation that is designed to frustrate. In fact, we can't even get him to not grab walls when we really want him not to, under normal circumstances. Ah. I backed up, you know, so as not to get hit by the saws. Okay, a little nervous here, as you can tell. Well, so not full health anymore. Worth it, I think, for the, oh, that's, I mean, the exit's over there, of course, so... We should go get our watermelon now, obviously. So we're going to be at like 60%, which is worse. That is less than 100. If all of my years of mathematical education have taught me anything, it's that 60% is less than 100% in most situations. You know, not always. And to some degree, dependent on what you mean by less. I gotta get my head in the game here, man. I gotta focus. Alright, no more damage. No more damage for the rest of this biome. I should be way more aggressive with the bow. We have not been freezing most enemies, and I should be freezing most enemies. I think we are going to have to actually fight this here. Crush, crush, crush. Alright, double is probably my favorite elite nonsense. I feel like we are almost always in a situation where we can deal with there just being two of a guy. That's hardly even a thing to notice. Like I said, aggressiveness with the freeze, probably a good plan in general. Stop it. Okay. So what is this? The wrong color is what it is. Live and let live, I say. You know, that's that thing I'm always saying. Wouldn't that have been a lovely moment to find a watermelon? Alright, I think we're ready to go. There's not anything left behind. I mean, there's a shop over there, but what are the odds I would want to spend money in it? Am I unhappy with any of my gear? No, not really. I think this is fine boss fighting stuff. It is totally possible I'm still going to get punched in the face here, but it's probably not the gear's fault. None of this stuff is going to help us. Do we want to spend money re-rolling anything? I mean, it would be nice if we had bonus damage against some more relevant targets. Like, maybe let's re-roll our pan a little bit, see if we can't maybe get something a little more exciting. The bonus damage for hits in the back would be, like, it's a thing I'd be very happy to have on almost any other weapon. Bonus damage to... Okay, plus 75% on rooted targets. That's exactly the kind of thing I was talking about. So we're going to be able to get that bonus quite a bit against this guy. Since he's the only thing to consume the wolf traps, the fact that there's two of them will mean that we will have at least one up at almost all times. And I don't think they can be destroyed by, like, damage. I threw the thing out too early. Let's try to walk him into the other one. Now you get the crusher. Although apparently you're not actually technically in it. Aww. You can see I tried to roll. I was already facing the other direction. Oh, here's that thing where the attack animations get canceled in ways that are erratic and difficult to predict. You stay over there while doing that nonsense. Come on, let him jump forward a little bit. Yeah, once again, definitely was I had definitely already hit the roll button, so that's disappointing. I think I'm just reacting a little bit slow today. Alright, well, we didn't actually spend a flask charge here, but the question is, do we have the option of not doing so now? And I think the answer is no. Disengagement popped already. Yeah, we probably just have to. That's a shame. You don't want to spend a flask charge at this moment, in this situation. 575 cells, though. It feels like more than we usually show up with. Alright, a full 50% of our items are S-quality. We've been using a lot of S-quality stuff this run. I feel like we're already seeing above expected value on that. Yeah, I'm gonna flask when we step in here. Like, I sort of want to just play and hope for food. You know, spending flask charges at fewer than 5 points of malaise feels not ideal. Okay. Well, there you go. That was the moment to do it. I managed to get my ideal efficiency after all. Alright, you guys come down here. This platform is nice and small, and there will not be any teleportation shenanigans. I was hoping I could finish him off. So that's the chest. Okay, we gotta go through here. That's a shame. I don't really want to go through here. Why did I go at that moment? Why was that the moment where I pressed the button? It's like I want to die. Yeah, that's... I was about to say, I bet we're gonna have to go that way. Alright, well, let's hope that we can wolf trap the caster. Hey, that worked out. Oh, please stop hitting me. Alright, well, at least his attack works like the knife thrower attack, where it's all considered one big attack for the purposes of the malaise. This is bad. Let's just lead them on a merry chase here until I establish equilibrium. Okay, we got there. The panicked fleeing is actually a really important tactic. I'm gonna stand over here if I want to get this to fire. Or maybe it just never will. There it goes. Jesus. I felt like that took way longer than it usually does, didn't it? Just reach through the wall and grab this. Oh, changed my mind. The amount of bleed on the post-freeze bleed from this bow is actually considerable. It's a lot of damage for a single stack. I hear the chains. I hear them. There's a chain guy somewhere. Maybe these guys are the ones that make the chain noise, actually. Hold on. Yeah, they must be. Okay, well, I misinterpreted a thing in the last episode, then. Fired my bow in the wrong direction. It's clumsy. It's one of the first things they teach you in marksman class is to know which direction the bow is pointed in. This is the essence of true marksmanship. How many other video games will let you just wildly swing a frying pan as you are approached by a huge horde of bats? Some totally unique gameplay experiences here in Dead Cells. It doesn't feel like it was a very elegant solution to the problem, but you can't deny that it did work. Okay, hold on a second. 10,000 gold's a lot of money. I think I'm not going to take that. But it's definitely interesting. Oh, you know what I didn't need was an additional ranged enemy here. Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually really digging this this potion mutation that we have. This is cool. I think we'll skip that. So we now have a side area that still has some enemies left in it. But a little nervous about going in there with the golem and everything. I'm gonna scout ahead a little bit before we open this. My big concern is that we know that around the button there will be traps. And we don't know. Sometimes the traps are quite easy to avoid, but sometimes it's pretty tough. And I wanna feel certain I'm not gonna die while cursed to a spike trap or something. There's not really any other enemies here. I know that we're signing up for a more difficult class of enemy now, but I think I would rather, you know, because dumb stuff happens to me with the traps all the time, which is the way I've chosen to phrase it, to abdicate all responsibility for the dumb stuff. You know, it just happens. I'm certainly not the agent of this stuff. Alright, let's do it, you big oaf. I don't think we want knife dance. Okay, so do we back up? I'm trying to remember. There are for sure there are imps here. Let's just go down. Let's go forward. We're already at like 6k health. This is more. This is more than we are used to. Oh, come on. Just terrible, terrible stuff. Yeah, didn't like that at all. Very nerve-wracking. What are you? I think that's a magic missile. Oh, it might be an ice. It might be a frost spark. Frost spark? Frost. You know, the icy thing. It might be that icy thing. Oh, cool, an elite. Please die, please die. Okay. Ooh. I hate stealth elite while I am cursed. That's my least favorite thing. Wait a minute. This is actually probably an upgrade. Yeah. Whew. It has, thus far, been a very disconcerting curse. I would love it if we could get that imp pulled over here. Come on, right here. Look at me. I know you can hear my jumping. I know that's how you guys always find me. Oh, God. Why did he not grab the wall? We were definitely... That's a bummer. That was my plan there, was to grab the... Like, fall a little bit, grab the wall, and then climb up as the imp was coming to the left so that he would definitely see us and come through the wall for us. And it just didn't... It just didn't grab. I mean, it's 100% on me, but also, that's frustrating. Well, we're certainly not going to start a new run an hour into the episode, no matter how stupid the death is. So, that is going to have to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time on Monday, we have finally reached the end of the week. When you come back next time, finally on Monday, we're going at it again. Hopefully, we're going to keep seeing some of this cool new stuff that I unlocked. Hopefully, we're going to get to play the guitar a little bit. And we'll see you then.